You didn't actually think we'd just let you walk in here, did you?
Yeah, we did. We're looking for survivors.
Well, you found some. It's a bitch, ain't it?
Take him out! The upcoming Spec Ops: The Line hardly seems related to the rest of the tactical shooter series which shares its name. That's just as well, since other than the license and its basic tactical shooter DNA, it's doing something very different in regards to telling a story. As a modern adaptation of Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness, which famously inspired the war film Apocalypse Now, this new take on Spec Ops deals with some fairly serious subject matter, dealing with the darker side of war and conflict.
We've been set up.
Games adapting literary works can be hard to take seriously. To claim that the game Dante's Inferno, for example, was based on the epic poem was obviously a little bit of a stretch, but from our extended early look at the game, it feels exploring man's frightening potential for heinous acts of cruelty and violence within a story-driven first-person shooter just might be worth a shot.
Don't stand there, run!
The basic story setup is that the wealthy desert city of Dubai has been ruined and buried by catastrophic sandstorms. You take on the role of Martin Walker, voiced by Nolan North, joined by two capable comrades, and sent in to find out what happened to an army colonel named John Conrad, who refused to evacuate. You'll soon find out that things have gotten strange, with bizarre displays of brutality and chaos seemingly on display everywhere you look. It's strongly suggested that Conrad himself may not have stayed behind for strictly humanitarian motives.
Any sign of Conrad in all this?
No, none that I've seen. I heard rumors that he's still alive, but if that's true, he's in hiding somewhere.
The established order seemed to have gone completely out the window, and outlaws, stranded civilians, and U.S. military personnel are all in the confusing mix together, and they don't always play nice. As you try to infiltrate the city and piece it all together, you can expect plenty of people to shoot at you. You will, of course, be returning fire.
Watch out for that runner! Look, he's going for you!
Spec Ops features an assortment of military guns and grenades that allow you to deal with threats. Shotguns, sniper rifles, submachine guns, everything you'd expect. While it's not really pitched as a realistic simulation, there are a few small details that emphasize the game's attention to detail and tactical realism. You're able to crouch for improved accuracy, for example, and toggle fire modes on certain weapons. Your squad mates Lugo and Adams don't constantly rely on you for move here, do that orders, but you can order them to take out particular targets or deploy a flashbang should the situation call for it. You'll find that you're often able to get the drop on your enemies before a full-on firefight erupts, and with huge volumes of sand everywhere, you'll find a few opportunities to use it to your advantage. Even tossing grenades kicks up a cloud of the stuff that can temporarily blind enemies if they aren't taken out by the initial blast. The action seems to have a smooth feel, and weapons feel appropriately lethal, often leading to quick and decisive encounters. In between getting through the straightforward combat scenarios, the line attempts to integrate choices into the game without resorting to too many obviously good or bad options. Typically, you can expect for things to get a little rough either way. From our limited time with the game so far, we haven't had too many morality testing moments, but we did have to choose between saving the life of a man important to the mission and sneaking away to attempt rescuing civilians rounded up for slaughter.
Fuck it! I'm taking the shot! Wait for your orders, Sergeant.
When you simply want to gun down some fellow human beings without thinking too much about it, there's the game's separate multiplayer component featuring two factions battling it out to the last man. Smaller maps and four-man teams encourage closer cooperation with your squad, and choosing complementary class choices and tactics seem to play a major role in securing victory. Customization and weapon unlocks are an expected part of the deal, and objectives range from capture and hold to base busting to simply killing the other team harder than they kill you. Spec Ops: The Line is certainly not throwing away the field manual when it comes to building a solid military shooter, with consideration toward all the expected modes and options. But the game makes it pretty clear that it's not afraid to try something different. See if this unorthodox twist pays off when GT emerges from the sands with a full review in the coming months.